welcome to my channel. If you don't know my story, I was adopted at birth, raised in privilege, spiraled into addiction, and ultimately ended up homeless and on the streets. If this is your first time here, I am so glad to have you. If you're a returning viewer, thanks for coming back, and much love to my subscribers because y'all put a little extra pep in my step. Now, before we go any further, I just wanted to tell y'all that this is my opinion. Everything you're hearing is my opinion. Don't sue me, and there is absolutely nothing glamorous about drugs. I'm not ever trying to glorify drugs, and they have given me some very, very funny stories, but there's nothing funny about them, so whatever you do, don't pick up. Without further ado, today's video we're going to be talking about this. And also a little bit of television or streaming services or whatever you call it these days. But anyhow, I have decided that I am going to double down on my commitment to sobriety. And I told y'all that I would always keep it real with you, 110% transparent. And here lately, I've had a few instances where I've been drinking a little bit. And, you know, if you looked at most people's drinking habits, it would be very, very slim to none. I mean, not a lot, but just enough to know that I'm playing with fire. Because when you are an alcoholic and an addict like I am, one can only drink so much before it just completely spirals out of control. And then other substances start coming in. And, you know, I just wanted to nip it in the bud before it became an even bigger problem. So I went to Waggle. That is the AA group that is the closest to my house. And I have a new sobriety sister, my friend Helen. We've been going together most days. And so, yeah, we both walked up and picked up these. This is a white chip for those of you who are not familiar with the program. Basically what it means is you are committing yourself to a new way of life. You're either coming in or coming back, and it's just kind of starting the slate clean. So I got this with Heather on Wednesday night, so today I'm looking at 5 days. I actually made this video yesterday, but there was some sort of sound issue, and honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if it was my fault because check these babies out. Yeah, I tried to put on nails and talons, and they're just not working. I can't do anything. It's very uncomfortable. I don't understand how people type in these, but I digress. So anywho, yeah, I'm doing the AA thing again. And I know there's always some debate as to whether or not you talk about AA. After all, it is called Alcoholics Anonymous. And on that, I just want to say, it's not anonymous that I'm in there. I would never compromise anyone else's anonymity, but, you know, I'll scream it from the rooftops. I'm happy to be in AA. And I think the reason that a lot of people say that, you know, it shouldn't be so out there is because if you were in AA and you relapsed or something happened, then it could reflect negatively upon the program. And, you know, I don't think that's the case at all. I really don't. I mean, anyone who knows anything about alcohol and addiction and oh, I keep scraping my nails on this chip because I have nails. Anyways, so yeah, like, but that's not the case at all. I mean, Alcoholics Anonymous, Narcotics Anonymous, anything anonymous, they give you tools to succeed in your sobriety. And if you don't succeed with the tools they give you, that's because your heart wasn't in it, you weren't trying enough, you weren't doing what they said. And I'm not saying that the anonymous programs have a monopoly on all things recovery. They don't, but any of these programs, regardless of whether it's recovery dharma or more secular stuff, all the anonymouses, you know, they tell you what to do. It's just up to you if you want to do it. So if I fail in AA, as I have done many times in the past, it is not their program. That blame lies squarely on me. So I just wanted to get that out of the way. But yeah, I'm very proud of my white chip. It's probably my 3,827,560th white chip. But you know, hey, what matters is that you fall down and you get back up. You know, so I don't see this as something of shame. I just see it as doubling down on my commitment. Because even though drinking hasn't been a problem for me lately, it is only a matter of time until it becomes one. So I'm very, very glad to be back in AA. And I do have an amazing sponsor, and I like the people at Waggle. Waggle is technically not my home group. As the name implies, a home group is your like membership, your primary group. I mean, you can go to any meeting, anywhere, anytime, but my home group is in Germantown near my family home, so I very rarely get out there. So Waggle is not technically my home group, but it's just the most convenient place for me to get to. So that's why I go there. Well, I mean, it's a good group, don't get me wrong, but it helps that it's so convenient. And I'm like, have I mentioned these nails are driving me crazy yet, y'all? How do people function in these? Okay, moving right along. I have been on a major TV binge lately, streaming whatever, Netflix, HBO, and last night was TV night. And TV night on HBO Max. Well, it used to be Perry Mason. Oh, I cannot wait for the second season. And now it's The Vow, which is right up my alley. I knew a lot about Nexium before any of this came out. And as I mentioned in previous videos and my about me statement, you know, cults, alternative lifestyles, fringe groups, it's always fascinated me to an endless degree. So, yeah, Alan and I both are all about The Vow. And there's a new show called Coastal Elites on HBO Max, which I think is glorious. Depending on your feelings about the current administration, you may or may not like such a show, but I personally love it. And we won't go political right now, so I'll just leave it at that. And one other thing I've been doing, Netflix. Oh my gosh. Whew, I guess you can chalk it up to quarantine and the fact that I work from home. I have binge watched multiple seasons of The Bachelor from both Australia and one even in New Zealand. And yeah, that's not something we had here until we got HBO Max. So yay for that. And I have gotten sucked into Wentworth, which is amazing. It's a Australian show about a women's prison, and I guess the most obvious comparison would be Orange is the New Black, just because it's a lady prison. But I get more of an Oz vibe from it. It's a little grittier than Orange is the New Black, if you ask me. But yeah, I'm obsessed with it, and I'll probably finish it by the end of this week. Tear, tear, tear. But yes, other things on Netflix. Oh my goodness, Cuties. Yeah, well, this is not that, but I just want you to know that I did watch Cuties, and there will be a video on that, and I don't want to give too much away about what I'm going to be saying for the Cuties video, but yeah, just in a nutshell, I understand the statement that the director was trying to make. But my main problem actually is with Netflix and not the actual film itself. But we'll go more into that later. But Netflix redeemed them. Well, maybe not, but Netflix did something good in addition to Cuties. They've put out some amazing stuff lately. I don't know if y'all have seen The Social Dilemma. Turn this video off right now and go watch that if you haven't seen it. It is absolutely terrifying. It's about social media and how Big Brother is watching and just the immense power that social media has that so many people aren't even aware of, and it is just truly terrifying. So yeah, that's sombering. And speaking of other things sombering, I watched the Challenger, the final flight. That was a hard watch. I love space. I've always been a fan of NASA. Like my dream is to go into space. Oh my gosh, but that was hard to watch. That was really, really hard to watch. But okay. At this point I'm just rambling about television, so I'm gonna go on and stop. But yeah, got my white chip. Going to either waggle tonight or I might be doing a therapy Zoom. I don't know, it depends, but either or I'll be doing something sobriety therapy related, so that's going to be good. And I'm going to go on and stop this video now. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and click subscribe down below. Make sure you hit that bell so you never miss a notification about when I post. And just on a final note, don't be a hen in the comment section. It is entirely possible to disagree with somebody and keep it mature and respectful. Imagine that. Alrighty. Until next time, y'all. Oh, I almost forgot something. I'm only going to be putting out videos every other week. That's just the schedule that I can commit to right now. I don't want people to be waiting for me or thinking that I'm, missing stuff. So, yeah, I'm going to commit to every other weekend, and hopefully that will increase. But, yeah, that's just what I'm comfortable with right now because there's a lot going on in my life. I work from home, and I have a specific freelance writing client that I work with, and they will send me something just on a moment's notice, and that has to be my priority because I got to pay my bills. So if that were to happen right before I was about to film, I would have to do that. Or if something came up with the kids, or I had a friend in crisis, you know how it is. Just be kind of lenient with me. So let's just say every other weekend for now. With that being said, I am done. I hope y'all enjoyed. Sorry if anyone saw the video yesterday and was a little confused by the sound, but I am signing off. Peace and love, y'all. Bye.